Hi, my name is Joshua. I'm with Indigenous POV. I have asked my wife to come in and share a few things with me today. An incident that happened at the Hope Post Office, which I very poorly recorded because I was, it was early and I was more interested in protecting my wife than, you know, the video footage. I'd like to ask you a couple really basic questions. I want you to close your eyes and ask yourself, if you're walking through the store, through a park, how do you envision your community? Do you envision them with masks on, with social distancing, and people pointing their finger at you if you're not wearing a mask? Yelling and screaming at you, or do you envision something else? Do you see masks? What is your true nature as a child of the Creator, a child of God? We determine our destiny. I truly and honestly believe that. And what does your sanity tell you? Right now, it's a time of awakening. I honestly feel that. And I just want my wife, we're going to show you a video, but my wife is going to share a little bit about what happened when she went to the post office yesterday. And
hello. I have that effect on people.
I'm too old to get jumped on all the time. Anyway, this is Jada. Jada,
you're being jumped on all the time?
No.
That's what you said.
Share about what happened to you yesterday. And I'd like to inform the public, my wife, and it's none of their business, but does have a what do they call it? A pre-existing condition, and it's none of your business what it is, but yeah.
That hinders me from wearing the mask. So Joshua recorded partway through. He wasn't actually there. So what happened was I was going to the post office to check the mail, and we have, do you want me to hold this?
No, I'll just point it at you.
Lazy, getting the interviewer to hold the camera. So we have a post office box at the post office, and also we have a post office debit credit card. So we refill the credit card as we need to spend, and it's like a debit credit. So I went to check the post office box, which is separate from the post office where the employees are and the counters and things. So I check the mail, and then I go into the actual post office section where they have the counters to add money to the card. And I go to the post office almost every day, so there isn't, and they've always served me just fine without a mask, and everyone else is wearing masks, and it's fine. So I wait in line, and then I get to the front to add money to the card. And when I get to the front, the girl behind the counter, she's wearing a plastic shield that covers half of her face and goes around her ears. And so she asks if I have a mask. I say, no, I have a medical exemption. And I said, I'd like to add $100 to the card. She asks again. I still say medical exemption. I'd like to add $100 to the card. She's rather new, so she gets one of the other employees who's been there a lot longer. The other employee comes out. I say the same thing. I would like to add $100 to my card, and explain medical exemption. When she asks me about if I have a mask, and so she says, we can't serve you. And I said, well, I'd like $100 on the card. I'm sort of ignoring them, and I'm paraphrasing here. So they go and they get another person who also, the same process happens again. Do you have a mask? No, medical exemption. We don't serve you, yada yada.
Okay, you're just saying this happened several times.
Yes,
right?
it happened 3 times, 3 different people.
Okay.
And it happened more than 3 times, but with 3 different people. And so they keep telling me no, it's their policy. I keep ignoring them and asking for $100 on my card.
Now, even with a medical exemption, it's their policy not to serve anybody without a mask, period.
And they told me I can call some number, and I said I'm not, leaving until there's $100 on the card. I'd like to speak to your manager, and things are getting quite escalated by then. And the third person that came out that was in front of me by then, yelled out that I am the manager really loud, right? She was yelling before you got there. And I said, I'm not going to leave until there's $100 on the card. And so she goes behind the counter. They open up another till to let the people behind me through. And I could hear her calling the police, giving the address of the Hope post office.
Well, you know, you're not wearing a mask and all of a sudden you're a criminal.
So
Unbelievable.
I called my husband and he didn't answer, and so I think he said you were on the phone or something, and I texted, I need you now. So, and I called back, he was there, I said I'm at the post office, you know, get over here. And so he's driving, and he's only a few minutes away, it's really not far. And so I'm saying, you know, that my husband's coming, he'll talk to you, and they said, I don't care, I'm not serving you without a mask. And I said, my husband's only a few minutes away, we live very close. And she said, I don't care where you live. And I go, okay. And I'm thinking, I'm not trying to be all echelon like I own the place or anything, I just, you know, we're very close. And she had already called the police by then.
So I arrive, I turn on the video.
That's when the video recording happens from there on in, before the police officer arrives.
And then we're going to show you that now.
Told her she needs to wear a face shield and she can't wear a mask.
She's exempt.
Then she needs to wear the clear plastic.
And I
face
said
shield.
what they're doing is discriminatory.
And we gave you a copy of the policy.
And I gave it back to you.
Well, you refused to read it, so.
You can load those online as well. So
No, I'm
going
going
to
to load it here in person. What you're doing is disgusting, and you know it. That's why you're wearing a fake type of mask that doesn't even do anything.
No, it's because I wear glasses and I can't work without my glasses. And
You do realize that's not going to protect against the virus.
You
know it.
I know what I can.
We're
So
following the Canada Post policy, period. Doesn't have anything.
This doesn't.
It
avoids the idea of protecting against COVID in the first place.
We're following the Canada Post.
What you're
policy.
doing is discriminatory.
We're
I cannot
following-
wear a mask or a face shield. And I would like to put
Then we made
$100
other
on my card.
accommodations for you, which would require you to remain outside and somebody else.
No. That is discrimination. Would you like me to wear a gold star next week? It's the equivalent of you not letting my husband in because he's native. It's the same thing. By the way, the manager hasn't come back from the back area yet. My husband would like to speak to her.
She actually was on her lunch when you came in, but I'll see if she's available.
Well, with your policies in place, not letting everyone even come in.
well, she's
Remain calm.
taken her own action and the police are on their way. So.
I know. That's why my husband is here.
Why is the police called?
Because I wouldn't leave.
We've asked her to leave multiple times and she won't leave.
Not until there's $100 on the card. Hi, my husband's here.
Yeah.
Okay, so she just requested, I guess, what, you wanted $100?
I wanted $100
And I'm refusing service. I've asked her to leave and she won't, and the police will
And
be
that's
here anytime.
because
Because she's refusing to wear a face covering and it's mandatory in our buildings.
mandatory in your building through a health order or through law?
No, through the Canada Post
Your
policy,
address
which I
here
gave her
and
and she
your
threw back
contact.
at me.
I didn't throw it, I tossed it like that. Like slid it across the desk.
All right.
Let's be clear, I didn't like...
Did he send you?
Yeah. Until you sign my paychecks, I'm gonna do what the company that pays me to
This
sign.
doesn't protect against the
I don't
virus.
care what it does. They're paid, they pay me
You've missed
to
the
enforce
entire
a policy.
point.
I don't care about it. The policy is the policy.
You're protecting a policy, not against COVID at all.
I'm doing what I'm paid to do.
You know this is wrong.
I don't care what I know. I am not paid to have an opinion. I'm paid to uphold their policy.
And where is your humanity?
I'm It has nothing to do with humanity.
Yes, it does.
No, it absolutely.
Yes, it does.
You know what?
What's so
I'm not
offensive
doing
about
this
the
with you.
bottom
I'm
half of my
asking you to leave. You won't. Then you can stand here all day long if you would like to.
I'm more than happy to.
Have at it.
So what's the...
I want to put $100 on the card, and I'm not leaving until it's able to be done in person.
Now, when did the policy of
They
non-mask...
used to serve me before, and everything was fine. All of these women have served me before, without a mask.
It's not a law. It's an order. A health order has nothing to do with law.
I am medically exempt. Mind your own business.
Jada, be moderated.
25, 46 will give you 100 insurance down tracking.
Because you're standing in front of me.
If you want to track the insurance, 25, 46.
Here's the 47.
Yeah.
And then that
Yeah, I'll give you the tracking number and you can online. Sure. Okay. And then just the value, and then signature on the bar. So whatever the value.
I'm recording.
Excuse me, can I get you just a little?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yes, great day.
Bye now, thank you.
Yes, but it doesn't need to be, exact. Oh, okay.
I'm right here.
Our policy states that you have to wear a mask in this. She will not leave.
I want
And I've asked
to
her
put
to.
$100 on my card.
Here, yep.
Time to go.
No, I want to put $100 on my card. They have served me before
You need to
with
put a
mask, and
mask
I am
on.
medically exempt.
You have,
I will faint
that you're
and
not
seizure if I wear the mask
okay,
or
do you
face
have
covering.
some sort of
I
permission?
do.
Okay.
I don't even have to show you, but here, I am actually medically exempt.
Our accommodation doesn't allow for that. She can have somebody else do her
It's
business here.
discrimination.
She's not welcome in our store.
I will literally
I can
faint and
show you the
seizure if I have
policy.
something on my face.
Okay, do you have someone else who can come in for you?
I can comment. I'm
No.
her husband.
This is
You can come in, you're
discrimination.
her husband?
I'm her husband. She asked me to come and record this in case something goes wrong.
Okay.
I just want $100 on my card,
And
and
I'm
they've served me
refusing
before.
service.
Okay, and their policy is that they require a mask. And
Their
I understand that
policy
you're
is
medically
discriminatory.
exempt. Okay, but that's not something that's something you're gonna have to take up with
I can make
government. It's a health regulation.
It's
And if
Health
that's their
regulation is not a
policy,
law.
If that's their policy, that's their
Law will
policy.
supersede their policy, and it's discrimination. It's like if they didn't let my husband in because he's native, if that was in their policy. This is
They
a
can
medical
refuse
issue.
service if they'd like.
Could they refuse service to him because he's native?
they haven't researched. Yeah.
Has he requested service?
I'm just saying, if that was in their policy.
Yeah, the BC government's requiring that everybody wear masks inside. This is their policy. This is a federal building,
This would
essentially.
be
So
discriminatory against the disabled
Then
or
this is-
medically exempt because I literally can't.
okay, but you can have somebody come in and put money on your card for
It
you.
would be discrimination for them not to let me in the building. It's not
But
like I'm like half dressed
You
or
can
something.
have somebody
All
come
right,
in
so
and put
wait,
money
you're all
on
good?
your card for you. Can you or can you not?
It is
someone
discrimination,
else-
and I should be able to walk into a government
Okay, then you
building
can
and
take
pay
your-
on my credit card and check my mail and do normal things.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
a
asking for
pandemic.
$100. It's not a pandemic.
There's a pandemic.
Do you know
that's
anyone who's
ongoing.
died of COVID?
Personally, no. Personally, I do know people who have had COVID and have recovered.
All right, there.
And it's not even
personally, no.
about whether it's what the state of COVID is.
Well, we're not
I am
going to go
medically
into that
exempt
issue.
from wearing a mask. I
Okay.
have a fainting
Yeah.
seizure,
And
and I
you're
don't have
showing
to
me
have
that you
someone
are
else in.
exempt
If it
from
was
wearing a
in
mask.
my husband's
They require
policy,
that a mask
sorry,
be
if it was
worn
in their
in here.
policy for my husband not to be in because he's native, he could have me because I'm white walk in and do it. If it was in their
It has
policy.
nothing to do with native, white, or any
It's
sort of racial.
discrimination against a
Then
disability
you need
that
to
I
take
will
that up
faint
with the
and
BC
seizure.
government. Yes, you have the exemption. This is the policy that they require.
I can wait here
They're
until they serve me.
refusing service.
And I can wait here till they change their mind.
They're not going to change their mind.
Then I can wait here.
You're going to wait here.
She is not
Check.
going to.
Like
You're
this if
not
I
allowed
have
to
to.
stay
She is
in.
not going to.
You're not.
Why not? It is
Because they have
discrimination.
deemed that they don't want
How
without a
am I supposed
mask
to get
on.
money on my card? Would be online. You have to wait and use other.
Can you ask
I'm
your
not-
husband to do it?
Are you kidding?
No.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
No. I'm
Shut up.
How
Okay,
long would it
then
take to
how
buy
about you-
$100 on the card?
Okay.
It literally, this whole thing didn't have to happen.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
You could have asked your husband to come in and he could have worn a
And
mask.
he wouldn't wear a mask either.
Is he medically exempt from
Yeah,
wearing a
she
mask?
is.
Okay, then you need somebody else who can wear a mask.
No, this isn't right. This is a discrimination.
Then you'll have to take up with the government of BC.
I can,
Jordan,
My dear.
yes, Joshua?
they're not going to serve you.
I'll come back. I'll be back. You've served me before. You have, and you have. And I'll be back. What's your name? Can I have your card?
Constable Gomez, and I'm afraid I gave my last card out. No! I did actually, this
I
morning.
can remember Gomez. Okay.
Constable Gomez.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, 23.
So, just to end this video, what we're trying to do, just in general, for myself, not my wife, but you need to become informed. If you go to my website, Indigenous POV, there's lots and lots of information, websites and links that you can research. You know something's wrong when a government stops and cancels out and censors hundreds of doctors and nurses, people who are authorities in science, stopping and canceling anything that might be heard or said. Science has always been a shared practice where you work together with other doctors or scientists to find out the truth. Well, there's a lot of truth out there that has been literally erased by communist-style fact-checkers to people that have bought into everything that in this province, Bonnie Henry and the health departments, and now it's becoming virtually impossible to be able to walk freely as human beings, as we were born to, be able to do what we're doing right now.
And to be clear, even without the medical exemption, I still wouldn't wear the mask. It's common sense. And I was talking to the lady, and you'll see her in the recording, and I said, you know, this mask, it doesn't actually protect you. It's from COVID. It's not protecting you from a virus. And she said she didn't care. We've lost people that do wear masks. I feel like you've lost sight about why you put on the mask. As opposed to, do you still think it's to protect yourself and others, or is it more because of social compliance?
Yeah, and virtue signaling, which we noticed. Like, I went to the grocery store yesterday, and somebody I've known for many years,
The cashier.
the cashier, I don't feel safe. So one of the managers had to do our order, and I'm
because
thinking,
she didn't want to serve someone that didn't have a mask. And I'm thinking, if you're so fearful of getting sick, don't work as a cashier. Don't go outside. Actually.
yeah. And the thing is let's say we had the flu or the cold, and our hands touch each item. They have to touch.
Even if
you know,
they had masks and had the flu or cold, or other people that touch stuff and put it back, and
logic becomes
irrelevant to the groupthink, you know.
So check us out, indigenouspov.com. There's lots of information. Please, folks, wake up. It's time.